and we're going to learn about special right triangles. And this special right triangle is called 30, 60, 90. Why is it called that? I'm glad you asked. It's called that because you can tell what degrees are inside the right triangle. You have a 30-degree angle inside this right triangle, a 60-degree angle inside this right triangle, and a 90-degree angle inside this right triangle. So let's decide, how do you determine the side lengths? We want to know the length of the leg. We want to know the length of both legs, and if we need to know the length of the hypotenuse. So if we are given the shorter leg, and by the way, how do you know which leg is shorter? They look about the same size to me. So we know the shortest leg is opposite the smallest degree angle, and that's going to be called X. Okay? Then the larger degree angle is 60 degrees. So that will be the longer leg. So 60 degree, that leg is going to be multiplied by X times root 3. And our 90-degree angle is here. You're going to multiply 2 times X. So what are we looking for? Okay? It says here, if you know the short leg, okay, multiply by 2 to find the hypotenuse. Just follow a little slow short. Know the short leg, so if we knew this X here, we would multiply by 2 to find the hypotenuse. You see here. If we know the short leg, and you want to find the long leg, you multiply by root 3. To find the longer leg. That's from my little diagram here where I've written that down. Okay, tells you what to do. So 30 is your X. Okay, if you want to find that segment, 30 degree, that's X, that's one leg, that's your shortest leg. Okay, your longer leg is root 3 times that X, and your 90 degree is 2 times your X. Okay, so let's just put in some numbers and determine a problem here. I'm just going to pause you just for a minute and I will be right back. Okay, now we have 8 root 2 is going to be our X, which is our short leg. So let's look and see what we're supposed to do with our short leg. It says that in order to find the hypotenuse, you multiply it by 2. So if we want to figure out the hypotenuse, that's what it says here. We're going to multiply X, which is 8 root 2, by 2X. So if you were just to multiply that, even without using a calculator, you know you can multiply your numbers, which is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Okay? So 16 root 2. That would be multiplying by 2. So why don't I just show you, we're saying that, in other words, we're substituting the X for 8 root 2. Okay, so your problem is 2, not 2 times X, but 2 times 8 root 2. So we know from our previous lessons that if you multiply the numbers, okay, you get 16. And you keep the root, 16 root 2. You remember? All right. So that is the hypotenuse. Now, what do we need to do for our longer leg? What's here? Is this X times root 3. So what's our X? 8 root 2. So instead of writing X, what are we going to write? 8 root 2. 8 root 2 times our root 3. Okay, and that's what was here in longer leg. So just multiply 8. There's nothing, no number there, so it's just plain 8. And multiply the roots, root 6. And root 6 is in simplest form, so that tells you that the longer leg is 8 root 6. So we have all our answers. We know exactly how long those segments on those corners are for the right triangle. You have 8 root 2 as the shorter leg, okay? And then on the longer leg is 8 root 6. So you see it is longer, right? It's not much longer, but it is longer. And the hypotenuse, you know, it's got to be longest of them all, because you know the hypotenuse is always a longer segment. So we have 16 root 2.